This podcast is aimed at older audiences, so if you're not 18 or plus, this is not for you. If you happen to still watch it, then that is on your own head, be it, and we take no responsibility for any of the things that you will hear during this podcast.
Titties.
Hey. I think I'm just going to end up keeping titties in at the very start. That's how
Classic.
every D&D campaign should start. Titties. Also, very quick, you may have noticed that the audio sounds completely different. No more headset mic. Yay! I succumbed to my own peer pressure. Yes, I peer pressured myself into buying an expensive mixer and hoping to the gods that it doesn't fall to pieces on me within the first year. It's been a hot minute since we sat down and played a D&D game. We are, as of recording, the very end of November here in the UK. The last one we did was just after Halloween, which you guys won't get access to just yet because it's not yet finished. But there's been a lot of life shit going on. There's been, new spawn goblins being brought into the world. There's been people who've had life issues, and just on the whole, we've also been just socially there the last couple of weeks. But we're back. I'm not sure how long this streak is gonna go for, but we're gonna go for as long as we can. So, welcome to the 3.5 Men D&D podcast. God damn, it feels good to say those words again.
Where's my dumb boy?
From what I remember, all y'all motherfuckers were in that maze.
Are we now out of that maze?
You're about to be,
Okay.
because I decided that
So we followed the pretty lights on the floor and picked up a whole bunch of freaky candy.
that basically sums up your Halloween, yes. But that's not how you're going to get out of the maze. I will return that torture fest at a different time. And then the look of disgust from my players. I hate you so much. So, yeah, that's the Halloween special that you guys don't know about yet. Soon, TM. Heavy emphasis on TM and soon.
I
Like,
mean, by the time this post, it will have been posted, so they do know
no, it
about.
wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
You're posting out of sequence.
I'm gonna post this completely out. I'm gonna post the Halloween completely out of sequence because it's only half done.
All right.
So they're gonna end up with a chunk of like, wait, well, how the fuck did they get here? And then
There's
fill
gonna
in the
be
blanks
in-jokes they
later.
won't understand for a year. That's fine.
Not a year. We'll just it'll be the Halloween before Christmas. It's fine.
Well, you see, the thing is that you guys can, share your stories because there's going to be that opportunity very, very soon. But yeah, no, they'll understand the jokes, I promise. Post session, I actually decided that this is in fact a lie, and yet you can find the Halloween special on the YouTube channel. It will literally be labeled Halloween special within the title. So feel free, go and check that out if you haven't yet done so already. Enjoy. I mean, I distinctly remember reading in the notes before I started about how you were invited to a CNC party. Tea. So for those who don't know, Graf does the session notes. I then go and read it so ADHD doesn't play up. Anywho, how are we all feeling?
It like I hate you.
You keep saying that.
I do. I will keep saying that.
We keep coming back, so I mean,
Ash hasn't said a word about how she's feeling. How are we feeling?
Well, since last session, my regular daytime Sunday session has completed, so I'm still kind of riding that wave of we finished that campaign.
Congratulations, by the way.
This
That
is
was
a
actually incredible
brand
to
new
read.
campaign, and I don't know how to convert that energy.
Well, I'll help assist. What's the usual procedure of a D&D campaign, whereas I am the DM, is that you're going to get your face ruffle stomped multiple times. And by the end of each session, you'll have a newfound hatred for me. But you will still love me. I hope that helps you channel that wave. Aries, how are we feeling? Apparently already out of fucking coffee. God damn. Wait. If you're out of coffee, does that mean we're gonna end up with a cat with the zoomies tonight?
This is second one already.
I have a feeling we're gonna end up with a cat with zoomies.
This seems fine.
No, this doesn't seem fine for what I have planned.
That's the panther. She has zoomies tonight.
Okay, good. So you drink the caffeine, but she gets the zoomies.
Yes, because
That sounds about right.
Caffeine doesn't affect me. Doesn't
Alright.
keep me up. Doesn't put me to sleep.
And how are we feeling, Joey?
I mean, what is sleep? New children need no sleep. Caffeine is blood. That's fine.
So congratulations on becoming a dad for the second time.
Thanks. It's adorable, and I don't know why, but it's tiny.
I do not envy you in the slightest.
It'll be fine. I wipe his butt now. 60
You
years
wipe-
from now, he'll wipe my butt.
That's one way to look at it. Hey son, wipe my ass. All right. Anywho.
Or he'll pay a hot nurse to do it. One or the other.
All right. So to bring you guys back to where you originally were, I am going to have to just very, very quickly copy and pasta all of your faces onto the map that we're actually familiar with. That's not a maze. That is not the labyrinth of why, Jess, I fucking hate you.
Oh, you remember the name I gave it.
We settled on.
Where is it? I believe it's that one. Recalculating spleens. Awesome. Thanks, Roll20. Oh, look, there you are. Let me just do this and then do this. Ta-da! There we go. Can you guys see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
I believe well.
I believe this is where you were. All right.
We were up here.
Yeah. So. There you go. You all begin to stir and seem to have had a rather trippy dream. Who is the first to wake up?
Well, considering I don't usually try to sleep, probably me.
All right.
Or absolutely not me. One way or the other.
All right. Well,
first or absolutely last.
oh, we'll throw Beck in under the bus first.
All right.
You seem to wake. Everything appears to be as it was. There isn't a night before you entered the maze. Everybody's going about the business. You're literally in the shithole of the abyss that you were in. The piles of dead bodies look the same. And everybody's just doing everybody things.
All right then. Kind of look around, see if I can rouse anybody else.
Who do you want to?
I think I'm gonna rouse Orpheus first.
Okay.
He's gonna grumble at you. He doesn't want to wake up.
Yeah, that's fine.
He needs his beauty
sir,
sleep.
Please tell me that was a dream. Sir?
He's gonna open his eyes
on the shoulder.
slightly, like just a little bit, and kind of glance over at you. You're the smart one.
So, do you remember
Turning into a chicken, yeah.
effectively- Just checking. Let's not talk about that. And I'll start trying to wake up the tabaxi and the half.
I'm gonna whimper in my sleep and curl up tighter before I actually wake.
Okay. When you do finally wake up, you have a little bit of a tickly cough.
Me?
Yeah. It takes a while.
Great.
But with you know a good deep inhale and a good clear of the throat, cat hair comes falling out.
Fantastic.
Ew.
I wipe it off.
Like
I take a deep breath.
It's a full blown fur ball.
I wipe it off. I take a deep breath. I look to see if anyone's noticed.
Let me find my dice.
If anybody wants to know, I mean, what's everybody's passive perception? I mean, passive perception. You're all in the same vicinity.
Orpheus does not notice
What
at
did you
all.
roll?
I rolled a 2.
Fair.
Orpheus doesn't even notice you're awake.
It's fine by me.
Passive is a 12.
Okay. You don't necessarily, you've not fully woken up yet, but your ears prick at the sound of a hacking cough that actually sounds familiar to you. All too well.
So I wipe it off and kick it aside and pretend nothing happened.
At this point, the coughing does, in fact, wake you up completely. And
At
for
this
those...
point, the graph does, in fact, hate the DM.
And at this point, for the last 3-4 minutes, I was being double flipped off.
And now I'm going to aggressively eat my cookies at you.
Okay.
Beck would not have noticed the hairball, but he would have asked if she was okay after the coughing fit was over.
You're muted. Somebody. Aries, were you trying to talk? Oh.
I couldn't hear Joey over the sound of my cookies.
Oof. Beck would have asked once you were done with your coughing fit if you were okay.
Yep. Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, only in a prison in the abyss. It's fine. I'm fine.
Maybe get a drink of water, wash face, something, maybe. I don't know.
I just sort of blink at you and don't answer.
It's fine.
JD, what are we doing now that you've been woken up fully?
I'm just looking around.
Everything seems to be kosher, or as kosher as you can get at this point. Everything looks familiar again. You're back in the abyssal prison. You're on the haystack, taking up
I
the
just start
entire
cleaning
space.
myself.
As you guys are trying to shake off what felt like a really bad dream with a lot of trippiness, everything stops. The people stop moving. The blood and the guts and all the horrible, nasty shit stops dripping. Some of it's in midair. And it gets really cold all of a sudden. A lot colder than it's normal. You want to poke it. Okay, you poke it. You just simply move it 6 inches. Doesn't fall. And you hear the sound of knife and fork on a plate and liquid being poured into a glass. As just beyond where you were sleeping, there is an elderly man, human in nature, kind of to put it into as best looks as possible. Your very scary looking caretaker, who is a really crooked nose and really, they're not exactly hand-me-downs, but they're not top quality at this point in some clothes. It's like almost like a Ronald Weasley Sunday best when he can afford it. Morning. He's just sat there eating what looks to be the perfectly cooked steak. So, slept well. Just continues eating. A ghost comes into appearance out of nowhere and pours him a glass of red liquid and dissipates. The bottle floats down onto the table.
I look at Beck like, the fuck?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay, but you do see this. I haven't been sleep nomming the mushroom again, have I?
Not that I'm aware of. Check the mushroom.
I checked the mushroom.
I would
Okay.
like to point out that Orpheus doesn't notice this either.
I elbow him so he does.
He rolled a 1.
At this point, it's passive. Like, it's going to be hard not to. The fact that everybody stopped talking, everybody stopped moving, and you no longer hear the droplets on the floor from the ceiling, and you see the cat playing with mid-air droplets of shiny stuff.
And the halfling elbow in your ribs.
Right, no, his eyes were mostly closed because he didn't want to wake up, but the halfling elbowing him will make him open his eyes and see the weirdness.
Okay.
And you
we'll get to that question later. I would have thought you would have broken out by now. After watching your unique methodologies in the maze last night, I don't really have much hope, but apparently you're the best there is. Yet
Side-eye the Dragonborn.
the evidence is heavily lacking.
And I side-eye the cat.
The cat's busy playing with droplets of blood and guts from the ceiling.
Idiot.
As soon as I do I hear that?
What, do you hear him? What's an idiot?
Mm-hmm.
Are you making it audible enough?
If he's got any sort of passive perception, yes, it's definitely it's under my breath, but it's definitely audible enough.
Yeah, you hear it.
Was it in common or was it in draconic?
I mean, my insults do tend to be draconic. I do tend to default to that when I'm insulting people. It just sounds growlier.
Do you understand Draconic Aries? Then you have no fucking clue what she just said. You just hear him mutter something under a breath in like a gravelly tone.
That's
In a
fine.
very insulting tone.
Beck will absolutely be like, I mean, but as cats do. Common.
As soon as Beck says that, I just take, as I'm batting it, I just bat one of the droplets towards Junie.
It moves maybe a foot, and it stops like almost at point blank. It almost touches the nose. Like it's like major cross-eyed, trying to look at it.
So I look at him, and I don't break eye contact, and I put one finger up, and I push it away. And then I turn back to the old man. Excuse me, so that wasn't a dream. That really happened. And looking again at the Dragonborn, we were really in a maze.
He was really on my...
We're not talking about that back. We're so not talking about that back. Let's not talk about that. Ever again.
You guys still have the candy?
Fair.
That never happened.
Do you still have the candy? Go ahead and make an investigation check on your person.
I was asking Beck. I didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
I have all the candy.
Do you?
Yeah, I didn't pick any up.
I don't know. I'm about to find out.
You are. Go ahead, roll an investigation.
Oh, numbers. Uh, 16.
After some thorough looking, digging in all the right pockets and checking, double checking, triple checking, you come across a couple, and as you pull them out, they kind of morph into eyeballs.
Okay.
Gross.
When I see him pull the candy out before it turns eyeball, my eyes go wide, and immediately I start searching the area for my staff.
Your staff's next to you.
I grab it and hold it to my chest, and for once, Jeannie is speechless, but huge-eyed.
At this point, the old man is letting you have this moment, and he's just casually eating the steak. The steak seems to be never-ending. Like, he will finish the steak, and then it will refill itself. Like, you literally see the chunks of which he cut grow back.
I want an unlimited steak.
This is the perks of
Magic.
being me.
Magic.
We'll go with that.
And who is you?
I'm
I'll
not
leave
one.
that later.
I'm not one to give you straight answers. Four we are. I am one of four. I basically clean up everybody's mess. I am the Omega. I cannot be without another. I am the very last thing you experience.
So Jeannie, with her staff and her big eyes, is slowly parsing the words that he's saying, and
Sit down. He waves his hand, and chairs out of thin air scooch underneath you, and you all sat down, all around this table, and what seems to be a luscious meal is presented before you. It looks fucking good. It's steak. It real good steak, medium rare.
Can I roll insight to see if this is bullshit? It feels like a trap.
Okay, go ahead and roll insight.
Come on, baby. Oh, it's crit one. I get to roll again.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, I get to re-roll a 1. Rolls a 1. So how's that halfling perk doing for you now?
Fuck.
It seems all above board.
Okay, well, I'm starving, so I'm gonna tuck in, I guess. Goddamn dice.
Orpheus is just gonna go eat. He's not gonna question it. He's dumb.
He just like the old man continues eating, just simply doesn't fully move his head. He's not looked at you the whole time. He's just sat there. You've not earned the respect for him to look at you. And he's just so simple.
Religion check, nat 20 with +3 on the religion to try and recall any information I might know about.
The first 5 minutes.
To recall who
I
the
also
Omega
had a
might
nat
be.
1 earlier, so that's 3.
3 nat 1s and a nat 20. Okay. I'm gonna just DM you on Discord real quick.
Heard.
Yeah, don't forget I'm tracking the nats.
Yep.
I needs to know.
So you wanted to know who he was?
Yeah. Do I recall any information about the Omega, who his other prospective half would be, anything that might be useful to entertain a conversation with said gentleman?
Okay. You know that everything that he has said sounds familiar, and you have definitely read it. It seems to be an ongoing theme across any kind of religion and deity. Every pantheon has one of these, at least. There you go.
Reminder, in about 20 minutes, Aries has to do the thing.
Yep. So that's basically what your nat 20 got you.
Gotcha.
Yep. Like he's just casually eating, and he gets a bit of an itchy nose. Picks up a serviette, and his nose is hooked. Like it real long. It like 6 inches long, and he just wipes it and tosses the tissue behind him, but the tissue vanishes, and he just carries on eating.
So, sir, is it you and was it strife or misery? And perhaps war and famine?
The moment that you addressed him as sir, he looked at you. Seems we're not as all simple as one would have believed.
I'm just fairly well read.
Apparently so. What else can you tell me of what you
About
think?
well, because every version of this story is a little different. In some cases, they're your siblings. In other cases, they're just your equals in different ways. Um, hmm, um, you are usually the last to show up, which also makes sense if you're the one that usually does the cleaning up after them.
Okay, you seem to be along the right path. Yes, they are my siblings. War, pestilence, and famine. At this point, everybody go ahead and make a religion check.
Do I have to?
Actually, you do. Okay.
God damn, my dice are not happy with me tonight. I'm gonna switch to my real life dice in a minute.
What'd you get?
11.
What did Ash get? Is that a crit? Is that a crit fail?
I rolled a dirty 1.
Oh shit! I forgot you had a negative.
Dirty
Okay.
one.
Okay. So so Orpheus still has no fucking clue. JD completely oblivious. This is all just it's almost like a different language, and you're just hearing bits and pieces of it. You two are literally just going ham on the steak.
Me and Orpheus? Or Ares and Orpheus?
I'm not eating.
Oh, you're not. So what do
I
you?
said I was sitting at the chair and I was looking at the food. I never touched it.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Well,
hesitant
you're
to
still
eat
sat
it.
there blank. Jeannie, you've heard of these names before, but that's about it.
It makes sense. I'm just a country girl.
If I notice that the other two have if I notice that Orpheus is elbow deep in steak and JD is just staring blankly at the drops he was playing with, I will absolutely try and give a quick explanation for JD and mostly for Jeannie, because she's the one that seems to have heard of things but has this possibly puzzled look on her face.
Oh,
Okay.
definitely puzzled look.
What?
Still eating, just not as
Huh?
eagerly.
Do I need to roll perception to check to see if I notice those things, or it's obvious enough that passive is good enough?
It's obvious enough.
Um, with a sideways glance, I'll have kind of glanced diagonally towards Jeannie. I don't know how we're seated, so I don't know if I need to glance to the other side to catch JD or I will quickly.
It's you guys it's a long table, about 15 feet long. Death is sat at one end, like the host, as you would for a meal, sat at the very end, and you three scattered like in the middle towards the end. Orpheus being the one at the end, just going absolute ham on the steak.
Well,
Because he's a dumb boy.
Orpheus being a lost cause at this moment, because I don't think steak's gonna.
No
I
one
don't
gets
think
between
anything
that
I have to
man
say is gonna end food. I'm gonna
and food.
guess.
No,
Yeah.
we tried.
So instead of even trying to make sure that Orpheus understands, I will make sure that Genie, his smarter half, does know what's going on,
Aw.
so as to explain the things to
Okay.
Orpheus as needed, and to kind of see if even JD's alive or just staring blankly onto another plane of existence. I will briefly explain that there's several stories involving the four horsemen. In some cases, it's of the apocalypse. In some cases, they maintain the balance between light and dark, as enforcers of the rules of those that came before the light and the dark. Just any and all of the different versions of the stories that I can pull any lore or thoughts or material from, and just
Okay.
vomit it with as many words as possible,
Okay.
verbose as possible.
So during his spiel, I forget to eat. And
Okay.
I'm just sat there, open mouth, listening to his story, looking between the Dragonborn and the old man.
Okay. At this point, when Beck has finished, you do have a better understanding of who is sat at the table and who you are sat with, who you are in the presence of.
Yeah, hence the forgetting to eat.
Yep. He then wipes his serviette and the steak finally disappears. A ghost walks from seemingly nowhere and takes the plate away, and before him a sweeter looking dish appears in front of him, and he just finishes off cleaning his mouth and puts his serviette down. I'm usually not the first to show up, as you quite rightly put. I am the one who cleans up, and my job has been the same since the start. He looks at Orpheus and snaps his fingers. Your steak dinner goes bye-bye.
Hey, man, what the fuck?
You would do well to know your manners, boy.
What?
Any food anywhere else on the table?
More and more ghosts sporadically come through and place down basic provisions, beef stew, not high quality because you haven't earned that respect. He gestures, feel free. You clearly look like you need more meat on you, but then looks at Orpheus, not you. I'm not usually the one to actually be involved in any kind of mortal menial problem. But you, my young boy, have, and he stops and looks at you, not so much as if looks could kill, more of an inquisitive and studying face. And before you know it, he's sat next to you, and he puts his hand on your shoulder, and you instantly collapse. Within seconds, you see yourself looking at yourself, sat down, completely collapsed.
Still talking about Orpheus.
Yes.
Thank you.
Death then stands up and looks him over, walks around, and says, "Yeah, you are not going to be ready to die anytime soon, but your soul is distraught. You have some very heavy decisions to make between now and when all this is over. And for your sake, you better choose the right ones. Because I'm going to be the one that guides you. And whether you're ready or not, I can wait. Time is an infinite resource for me. And you can roam around the world all you want and you can wreak havoc. But at the end of the day, you will still need to go. And wherever it is that you need to go, I'll be the one to take you. You have one of two options. I know a lot about you folk. I know a lot about everybody. I know about that guy over there who is currently playing with his child. I know that in 3 days' time he will die, and it's my job to take him. It's my job to make sure that his passing is as peaceful as possible. You need to sort this out. And then he points and he literally touches where your heart would be and then just slams your soul straight back into your body. And you sit bolt upright. It's like you just had a quick dirt nap. And as your head rises from the table, he's now sat back in his original spot. And he looks at the cat. I usually don't deal with your kind. And I don't mean that in a negative tone. I'm more or less used to the humanoid. I'm pretty sure you've heard of Bastet. Yeah, that you're her problem, usually. But at a time like this, I know the road you want to travel, and here's some free unsolicited advice for you. Make sure you dig 2 coffins. Because revenge doesn't end in one. Then he looks at... Go on.
I was gonna say, as he's saying that, I'm just like, I was sitting like this, then I bring my hands out, put them down, raise an eyebrow.
You'll eventually learn. You all have some difficult decisions to make ahead of you. And I can't help you make those. He then looks at Jeannie.
Question from
Yeah.
player to DM.
Yep.
Did we see the phantasmic thing that he did with Orpheus' soul, or
Absolutely. He didn't make any way to disguise it. He just full blown.
Right. So my jaw is on the table at the moment. Pretty sure dislocated.
He looks at Jeannie and just waves his hand in front of your face. Hello?
Shakes her head and takes a deep breath.
I know this is a lot to take in. If you think this is mind-blowing, you should see. And he breaks off. You. I'm not going to be the one to guide you. That's in a different realm. I believe. I know that you will become the person that you seek out to be. I know that you'll probably be one of the most grounded people of your family.
My hand reaches out to my staff idly.
Druids are always a fickle one because they don't exactly pass to heaven, hell, any other variants. They tend to go back to the earth and grow new life. Yours is a little clouded at the moment.
She nods thoughtfully.
Then he looks at Beck.
Sir.
He raises both eyebrows and waits before talking again.
I care less for my own fortune and more for the ones I care about. How do you word this to a person who holds life and death in the palm of their hand? Is it possible for you to tell me anything about what's happened with my compatriot or my patron or anybody? There's something not right, and I would much rather know what I can do to help them than information for my own future.
Well, as wise as that is, I feel I don't have to skirt around you. So I'm going to be as blunt and as honest as possible. The ones that you care about and your patron are tied to your future. You are in control of this. And he grins. I'm not going to be the one to walk you to the other side. Your patron has a lot of larger things planned for you. And your soul is not in my power because you made a deal. That's how you warlocks work. You sell your soul, you get the power. Insert tragic, betrayal story. The only difference is you didn't choose a god that has evil. So whatever happens, happens. But I've seen you shiver and wake up from bad dreams. Those dreams, unfortunately, are true. Because I walk between everybody's dreams. It's how I obtain knowledge. I don't just inherently know everything. I know a lot about a lot of things, and there are some things that I'm still working out, like all the pantheons. But here and now, Your patron's one man down. And that seat needs to be
Only
filled.
one?
From he closes his eyes and you see a couple of eye twitches and forehead twitches as he's cycling through what seems to be the life's encyclopedia of knowledge. You've only had the dream of one dying. The patron himself is trapped. I don't. It's hard to kill a god. I don't understand how one can actually kill a god. I've been around for eons, and only a small handful of gods have ever bit the dust. He then just wipes a little bit of dust off his shoulder. This isn't going to be an easy one. But as for everybody else, your compatriot, you speak of Zareth, correct?
Yes, sir.
He's still around.
He would be
He's-
one
Go on.
walked,
What was that,
or
sorry?
would he be someone else's responsibility? Would he be one that you walked, or would he be someone else's responsibility?
Warlocks are never my responsibility. Unless they make the contract with me. As far as I know, he's still around. I just don't know where. He's not of importance to me at the moment. No, he would not be one that I walked to the other side. Absolutely not. His path was a dark one. His path was a very dark one. You were a keeper of knowledge, yes? And a seeker of knowledge.
The second more than the first.
Okay.
I share it freely when I can.
Then it might be worth perhaps finding this Zareth you speak of. For I'm sure he'll have more answers. This is my job. I'm here to give you riddles and indirect help, thoughtful processes. Giving you the information is far too easy. This is not how this works. The way forward to defeat Orpheus is to have the 4 rings. And then he shows you he shows you his ring finger, and you see a signet ring that is a kind of creamy white color with an ankh in the center of it that changes color of white and black. So one minute you see it, next it's a little bit difficult to see, so on and so on. You don't get this one yet. You have another 3 to get. Vanishes. the chairs vanish, the steaks vanish, the food vanishes, the table vanishes. Everybody goes about their business. The blood and the guts continue to drip from the ceiling.
Wait, I was sitting in a chair.
For those who were sat down in a chair, you hear thud as you all just fall.
Rude.
And on that note, we are down a player, so it's break time.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 3.5 Men 5e Homebrew campaign. And as of this episode, we now officially have an OnlyFans.
Hey, now, we've been pushing this for a while now.
You've been trying to get me to do it.
We, as in me, I've been pushing this every single week, every session.
That she has.
As she has. But I was trying to leave it up to the people. And today, well, you kind of just had to force my hand.
I didn't force any hand. I presented a case.
It wasn't much of a case to be had. It was an instant winner.
There were no hands involved.
This hand was involved.
Well, that's true, but none of ours, unfortunately.
I must stay in my corner.
We love you.
It's set up. If it actually does anything, then wow, fair play. Right, you proved me wrong. Congratulations.
I'm literally giving you ways to make money off of this podcast.
The case present.
Jess, just say yes.
Fine.
Do all parties involved agree? Are we unanimously in favor of having an OnlyFans?
Exclusive content.
Right.
As long as my face doesn't end up on it, I don't care.
Okay.
Right. Like, most of it's going to be audio. Periodically, you're going to get the chick that plays the himbo saying you can use video for this.
Yep.
Please make sure you cut my real name out of said video.
Yes, absolutely. I will throw black marker.
I mean, you could just cut the corner out. It's the same corner every time. It's this
Zoom
part
it
of my
in.
desk.
True.
You could just zoom it. Just saying.
I'll just throw a black marker on there. It'll be fine.
Totally use the TikTok Zoom feature. This is why D&D takes hours, because you get sidetracked the minute you say you're going back into session.
Yeah. And, a very, very persuasive and exquisite case was made before me.
To allow one to stockpile inspiration. That in itself was inspiring. It's fine.
I almost want to say everybody gets a D10 inspiration for that, but I know what that'll turn into.
I would say for that alone, she would get one.
That's fair.
Or everybody gets a D10.
I mean, I'm fucking inspired.
Yeah, I'm definitely inspired as well.
Side note, apparently the colors and things for that tattoo, the wife approves of its design and colors and everything else. She said it looked really good.
You can find that on my Instagram.
You can.
Which is actually provided in the comments below. Now their OnlyFans link. Fuck.
Now I gotta get back on my meds and lose this weight so that we have something for the ladies.
Hey.
Are you insinuating I'm not good enough for the ladies?
Oh, she's
Well, not all
fucking
ladies
good
are
for
after
ladies.
what you have. Not all the ladies are after what you have. I mean,
Also,
once I
mustn't
get
forget those.
somewhat-
Go on.
I don't care. The boys can look too.
I was about to say, we
all you.
mustn't forget about those who are not interested in the female form. We have to be
Right.
diverse.
I can
There
I
is no
can
dick pics.
I can present non-feminine
Agreed.
Seen it.
Right. But
quite well.
don't I don't want you to do all the work, that's all. It's
Fair.
not fair.
I mean, she likes to be.
Like,
Don't
on
look at me
doing
like that,
apron while I'm
Aries. I said
cooking
what
or
I
doing
said.
dishes or vacuuming or something. It's fine.
You're muted.
You're muted.
I'll do it next week.
You're gonna
Do
be
you
a
wanna-
boy next week? It's fine.
I'm gonna be a real boy.
And it was that day her nose grew 6 inches. Wait, was it a nose?
No, that was Beck's nose.
Jessica,
Uh-huh.
can we start the game?
I really wanted to make a Pinocchio joke.
All right. So what are we doing? You've literally just had your first dance with death, so to speak.
Orpheus did not dance.
Just stepped on.
He was
Orpheus-
given a chance to talk.
Orpheus did not dance.
Katie just raised an eyebrow at him.
Chance to talk. He moved on before she could put words together.
So what are we doing? You are now all on the floor.
Doing a quick check to see if I peed myself from fright.
Like save to see.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Yes, you did.
Between the startle and between and falling on my ass, like the odds are not with me.
I'm gonna say yes. Yes, you did.
Great. So I have today, in the space of 5 minutes of waking, I have coughed up a hairball and I have wet myself. Oh, and talked to God. Death God. This is fine. It's fine. I'm fine. We're fine. Definitely fine.
All right. So how much longer do we actually have for the second half, which will gauge me how much I can throw at you?
We normally end at 9, right? 9 or 9:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, so between an hour and a half and 2 hours.
Fantastic. All
Because
right.
we like to keep it within like that 3.5 hour mark so that it's not too much for people to consume.
Yeah.
So-
Exactly.
Which I
Okay.
still mentally think, like, I can't even watch a 30-minute YouTube video anymore. So props to everybody that listens to the whole thing. Like, super props. I'm in
Yeah.
TikTok brain, and like, you get a minute. That's it.
Yep.
I still do Netflix binges all day, so I got the attention.
See, that to me, that's different.
All right. So what are we doing?
I'm looking at the Dragonborn and saying, the fuck just happened?
He might have had to run AFK. Oh, there he is.
Well, it sounds like we have our. I don't want to call it destinies. It's so cliche. It sounds like we have our paths laid out before us, longer
Okay.
than others. As I look over at Orpheus with sadness in my eyes.
What?
That's cool. Paths laid out. Great. One minor detail, how the fuck do we actually get out of here? And once we get out of here, how do we find the other 3 horsemen? And once we find the other 3 horsemen, how do we get the rings? And then what the hell is to do with the rings and Orcus? And why are we fighting Orcus? I'm just a farmer's daughter. This was not what I was expecting when I thought I'd go on adventures. I thought I'd see, mystical creatures and faraway lands. This is not at all what I signed up for.
Beck Hilly hand can brush any hair that's in out of the way and kind of like do what he can to like soothe and calm her.
Mm-hmm.
That way it's okay. There
But
was
as-
nothing. It was simply his way of reaching out to help us. There was nothing
You're breaking out a little bit.
there was no evil that he was presenting us was mostly just his way of trying to help us.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, but that's just how he does his thing.
Okay. But still, we're in a prison in the abyss with nothing and no way out. And now apparently the four of us are being required to do something that is basically impossible and requires the god of death to help us. Not prepared for this. Don't know what to do. A little worried. I really just want to go home. All I was trying to do was go in and read some books in a city, and now I just talked to the god of death. I didn't even talk. I couldn't even use my mouth words. He was just there, and I
I just
don't.
want to point out, sweetie, only one of the gods of death. There's many. That helps.
Not helping. Need pragmatic plan. Can't deal with all this abstract stuff. Need next step. What's next step?
Get out, which we've already kind of started figuring out. Remember?
So for those listening,
We were
the halfling rolls her eyes extremely dramatically, throws her head back just to add to the effect, and then continues to look him in the eyes without blinking at him.
remember we're going to hijack the prison in a roundabout way. We're at least last time we had talked with Smith and you and I and Orpheus and JD. We've already got kind of a plan figured out. Orpheus is gonna go ahead and compete in their Coliseum for glory, stress relief.
I am good at that. I am really good at that.
JD and myself, we're gonna do what we could to skulk about and figure out how to get out. Any good prison break requires three things: timing, planning, and help, whether that's from somebody inside the prison or somebody from outside the prison. Sounds
So
like
in
Death
Dragonborn,
kind of got
I
our back.
interrupt him
Okay.
and I say, I'm not sure I want to do this with the blood flicker and the candy liquor.
For context, I, Ashley, playing Orpheus, is the candy liquor.
And JD, the tabaxi cat, is the blood flicker.
Since apparently that episode is coming in out of order.
Yep.
Back to Genie and Draconic. I understand that, but pretty sure that that's not all. We just have to help them grow and be better.
I don't even know how to help myself.
But
How am I supposed to help them? I don't even know.
is Genie's mushroom visible?
I mean, I don't have many clothes, so yeah. Like tucked into my waistband.
That's fine as long as it's not someplace inappropriate. Beck will reach down and grab the mushroom
Out of my waistband?
and put
Of
the
my
two
underpants?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Without reaching into your underpants. It's fine.
Yep.
Put your hand on, pick the two of them up, and put them in front of your face, and remind you that your nurturing spirit is what produced this. You know how to nurture things and help them grow. You just have to follow your instinct.
She opens her mouth and takes a half breath and looks at her mushroom and then sighs. Okay. All right. I'm scared, but you're not the first one to tell me that. So let's try. What do we do now?
Go on, Ash.
Are we the Rugrats now? shoving everything in our diapers so that everyone has to grab things out when we need something.
I didn't say you were in diapers. I mean, if you want to be, you're gonna have to make one.
I'm not changing that.
I am not in a diaper. I'm in a full uniform still.
Right,
A
you
guard
I'm
should-
in a barrel.
Okay, back to conversation. She's asked, what do we do now?
Well, if I remember Smith's plan correctly, it was for all of us to get captured, and I remember the two of us discussing and determining that it would be better if we didn't all get captured so that we had more freedom of movement, so that we could make things
Yes.
happen at a moment's notice.
I agree. And I can stay fairly invisible, but I need to stay near the barbarian. And you have, she gestures at your outfit, and you can speak Draconic, and you look like the guards, so that shouldn't be difficult if you can just swagger like them. And the cat, well,
I'm just gonna
apparently
pretend to be
he's
like him. Points at Orpheus.
What?
I pretend to be like him.
Are
Exactly. See?
I
Exactly.
appreciate what I think is a compliment. Backhanded as it may be.
Definitely a compliment, buddy. And the cat apparently is some well-known thief, so obviously he's sneak. I think it's better that we play to our strengths, and I do not trust that our lives will be safe if we get caught.
This is in Draconic, right?
No, I switched back to common as soon as I said, okay, now what do we do? Sorry.
So as soon as you say play to our strengths, Orpheus is gonna
Fucking
flex.
flex. Go ahead and roll a performance check for me real quick.
Watch that nat 20.
Was that a nat 20? Alright. So
Useless nat 20, but I'll take it.
wait, was it a nat 20 or was it a dirty 20? Oh, it's the
nat
nat.
20.
Alright. So when she's flexing this, it begins half-assed. Like she's at a bodybuilding competition.
Please tell me little sparkles come off it like Armstrong
Yes.
does in
Yes.
Fullmetal Alchemist. Great.
Yes, it's exactly like that.
Beautiful. I love it. Okay, Beck. If
imagine
Wonder Boy here is the one getting caught and I gotta stay near him, I guess I'm getting caught with him. So you want to
No.
find Smithy and see what he thinks of that plan?
I don't know about you being caught because you were going to be able to go back and forth and keep us
Okay.
up to date on his status
Caught.
because me going as a guard. You can change your form. Death mentioned you were a druid. Have you learned the ways of wild shaping?
Yeah, so here's the thing. I am a druid, long line of druids. I whole family of druids. My magic, though, seems to be tied to my emotions, which are running really high. That's good news for me. And I can't see. So the mushroom, this was supposed to be like a last ditch effort because I can't grow even a regular type mushroom, and somehow I can grow this one. So I struggle with the simple things, but that said, yes, in theory, I can't guarantee what it's gonna be, what it's gonna look like. Not super practiced. She's super twiddling with her fingers and like kind of shifting feet.
Blushing bright red.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking side to side, not making eye contact.
How much smaller can you make yourself?
Okay, hey Jess, I'm
Mhm.
gonna try for I'm gonna try for the chicken that was in my trial.
Mhm.
Remember?
Oh, was it a normal chicken?
Yeah, it was just a normal
Okay,
chicken.
yeah, okay, go ahead.
But that's what I'm pulling from my mind is that
Okay.
memory.
Okay.
You want me to rule something for it?
Remind me wild shape. Does it just mean that you transform?
Yeah.
Effectively
Okay.
becoming that creature.
Well, given how high your emotions are, split second later. Just fucking on the floor, cooing like a chicken, and you are in fact a chicken.
And I cock my head up at him.
Does it look just like my chicken?
Yes.
That's great.
There is a slight difference though. There's like a different coloured chin. It looks to be as if they were related.
Great. Thank you for that, DM.
Yes, JD.
Did this chicken skip leg day?
This chicken did not skip leg day. He got some meaty thighs.
But the chicken that is before you, I wouldn't say skipped leg day. I'd say half-assed it. So there's thighs, but they're not like thighs. Like, damn, I want to eat them thighs when they come out of the fucking oven.
Just a well-fed, spoiled chicken.
Yeah. And I know exactly what I just said.
Mhm. Putting that away for later. So I shift back into Genie and shrug. See, sometimes it works.
How many times can you use that, by the way?
It's on like a 15-minute or half-hour cooldown. I don't know. I gotta go find out. I don't know. But that was like 30 seconds of showing off. And I get
I'll allow it for roleplay purposes, for it not to have costed anything. So your cooldown
not currently in combat.
is not active.
Thank you. Is my dragonborn there?
I think it's 2 uses a day, 30 minutes each use off the top of my head, if I remember.
Okay.
Right,
Well,
I
I'm
look it up before I actually use it for like.
I mean, it's kind of like prestidigitation in the sense that you only really need to worry about the combat
Considering
uses.
she's ruled on it, we should move on with the RP.
Yep.
yeah. I won't count it towards a use. It was for roleplay purposes.
I was shocked.
See, that's great. That's perfect.
Well, I
I'm
mean, a
just
chicken
trying-
kind of stands out here, so it's not necessarily perfect. I really should try one of those. And she points to the rat carcass at the wall. Just, the alive version.
Okay.
All right. And then would you something that small, that common around here, you should be able to tuck yourself away with Orpheus as needed.
Yeah, that's the theory. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing.
The only thing is though that I can't hold it for very long right now, so it's not like I can just ride around in his pocket forever. I will have to hide somewhere.
Well, no, the idea that I had was that you would be coming back and forth, checking on him twice a day, bringing him what you could,
that
keeping
gonna
him
be
up to
enough?
date, letting us know.
Let me just tell you, the brief amount of time that I shared a cell with him, dude's not in good shape. She's speaking in Draconic now, obviously, because not gonna talk about him right in front of me.
Okay.
Dude's not in good shape. I'm not sure he should be left alone for any amount of time.
Well, I can't stay there the entire time as a guard, but I can check on him as well throughout the day, especially considering he will be freshly captured. With
What I'm
quotations
thinking
in Draconic.
what I'm thinking is I should probably literally stay with him, be caught with him, stay his sort of agent, translator person, and then I can slip back to you guys for updates and information. But I think for his sake, you were talking about me working on my nurturing, and I think he needs me. I think he needs me to be there and not to just come check on him. As
If
much as I
you're
do
up
not want
for
to
it,
go back.
I won't.
No, I'm not
If
up
you're
for
up
it.
for that,
I'm not up for it. I saw a man die, and I know that staying with this guy means that there's a good chance it'll happen again. But I think that's the most pragmatic and good thing to do. I do. I should stay with him.
here in this realm where we are, you're mm, you're going to have to think of things more in the consideration of the circle of life. Apex predators hunt to survive and live, and the prey, if it gets away and survives to live another day, it gets away and survives to live another day. Elsewise, it's used to feed the strong.
Not sure why you're telling me this, but we should probably go find Smithy and work out the details. We shouldn't sit idle. We have the god of death expecting something from us. We can no longer just wait around.
Does anybody know what's in common out loud in case passerbys can answer it?
Your mic was breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, what would you say, sorry?
Does anybody know where Smithy is in case there's any passerbys that might be able to let us know? I'll say it out loud in common.
As you say that, the secret hatch that you were shown before opens up,
Right.
and a very ill-looking Smithy walks out.
Well, that's not good. We were working on a plan to kind of sort out how we were going about this coup jailbreak of yours.
Oh, okay. And how did that go? I trust you all slept well as well. You look a little, almost like you've seen a ghost.
We chuckle nervously.
Somebody's well fed.
Oh, and Ash, Orpheus, go ahead and roll me 2d8, and you get. Are you currently at max health? Sorry, before I go any further.
No.
Okay, go ahead and roll me 2d8,
No, I don't exist at max health. I am a meaty boy.
which means that you also no longer have those temp hit points either.
Pretty sure we healed you up.
But not up.
Pretty sure we topped you off when we settled down for sleep.
Yeah, that'll be a 6 and a 4.
But then you also went into the maze.
We're gonna do that.
6 and a 4, so that's a total of 10. You can recover 10 HP.
So
from
I'm back at max health.
the amount of steak that you clearly devoured. And to be fair, it was great. It was great steak.
Aries had something to say.
Yes, yes, JD.
I was just gonna ask if the HP from in the maze is HP we have currently. Because before maze I was at max. After maze I'm at 6. Yeah.
It carried through. Did you eat any of the
Okay.
steak?
I didn't touch anything. I didn't trust death.
Then you get no health.
I did, but I don't think I took any hit points.
Okay.
I was hungry for words.
So how did your how's the planning?
Well, I don't see the sense in everybody being captured. It doesn't really suit us well. We don't really feel comfortable with that entirely.
Okay.
However, I can blend in with the guards well enough that they'll never know elsewise. And JD hopefully can keep to the shadows and assist in gathering the information, routing, patrol patterns, any of that we need for making your little revolution possible so that we can escape.
Okay.
Orpheus and Genie, they're gonna go ahead be captured, and I'll
Right.
use quotations with that, air
Yep.
quotes.
Yep.
Genie's able to shapeshift, so she should be able to come back and forth to check in. And that way, if her and or Orpheus need extracted, we'll be able to make that happen as needed at
Okay.
a moment's notice. And well, I guess from there it's mostly just make sure that everything else kind of falls into place.
Okay. Well, the arena fight happens every 3 nights. So you have 2 days left for that. Are you still going with that as well? Are you still throwing all of that in the ring? And he just says all of that and just like gestures towards the brick shit house.
Nods.
And I say
Okay.
if he wants to.
Okay. Well, you do look to be in far better condition than when you first got here, which I guess is an improvement. Perhaps you can force your way through this.
You don't. Are you feeling okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. And when he says that, he coughs, like heavy, deep coughs to the point where you hear the phlegm from deep sat in his chest lurch forward, and he's covered his mouth and everything. I'm fine, honestly.
You don't sound fine, friend.
It's fine. Not everybody here will make it out alive. I accepted that long ago. Whatever happens to me, happens to me. Whether I see you on the other side from here, well, we'll see.
Ginny looks around for if there's offspring nearby, having thought back to the comment that was made.
There's a good handful of children, preteens, a couple of teens here and there.
From observation, I'm looking for whether that was the man that Death was talking about playing with his child.
Yeah, it was Smithy.
My breath catches in my throat.
So when do you want to get started? And he leaves. He says started, and then another hacking cough, and he looks and just wipes it on his rags and keeps his hand there.
Sooner is gonna be better than later.
Okay, well, we have use for that bulldozer in 2 days' time. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? How can we help?
Well, I'm gonna focus on making sure my friend here is in fighting condition, and I need to practice my shape shifting because I'm not very great at it. And if our plan relies on it, I need to practice. I believe JD and Beck both had skills they can offer.
Okay, he looks over at the cat. What about you, my shadow of the night?
Well, you basically just said it. Well, Icy Boy here is walking around as a guard. I'm going to be trying to go around and see if I can find anything while trying to stay in the shadows.
Okay. So if you follow this path, and he gestures a whole bunch of directions, I'll draw it out and roll 20 for you. If you follow this path and you head towards the bottom, you'll come across a door. And then he shifts his foot underneath and like scuffs some dirt and some hay. You'll be needing this. And he gives you a key. We've had this for a while. We've just never had anybody to use it. We're not like you. You apparently have skills that we don't. Put it to good use.
I got the key and I'm looking.
That might
over.
actually open more things than you think. We don't know.
I look over to Beck and I'm like, you have pockets.
I guess you'll be looking at wanting armor of some description. Looking at you being a complete, semi-human cat. Completely.
Fur.
In all its glory. It's a birthday suit, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Do you have anything that is light, does not make a lot of noise, and is dark?
He thinks, and a few moments later, you hear a voice bellow from the circle drop that you guys came down from. Got some more for you, you fucking maggots! And 3 bodies just fall to the ground, and you hear as multiple bones snap. Smithy takes his hand away and looks in that direction. Will that do? And he gives you words. He gestures towards to the dead bodies where there is one battered armor of what looks to be leather. Can't really tell from the distance, considering how dirty it is and how much blood and guts and just pure filth is all over it. Because that's probably the best we've got.
I look around. Do you have water I can at least clean it off with?
Where do you think we are?
I would like to try create water.
Okay.
Not a selected cantrip, but it's one of my cantrips.
Okay. Is it one you have?
It is not one I have practiced. No, it is not. That's why I'm saying it's not one of my.
No, but it's on your list of you have access to.
I do technically have access to it. Yes.
Okay, you can try.
Which you want me rolling?
Go ahead and roll survival.
Survival gives me. That's not a.
Actually,
Let's
let
do.
me.
I got it. I got it. No, I
Okay.
got it. 14.
Okay. Your head races back to a time where you saw multiple druids do this as a way to feed themselves and hydrate. Before you actually see water, but you're not quite believing it. Like you have never done this before,
Right.
and
Not.
it's you expected the opposite thing to happen. Maybe you expected like a drip of water, but instead you have like a whole handful of water. Don't forget your emotions are running high.
God damn that right they are. And I should find a receptacle for this.
He grabs a nearby piss bucket and just straight in the pipes.
Sploosh.
Like how often can you do that?
That's a cantrip, so
Yeah, no, like this is Smithy asking you.
oh. I that was the first time I've ever done it.
Can you do that again?
I'm gonna try. I got 17 that time.
All right, you concentrate and you just look at your hands, and before you know it, water comes flooding from out of your hands, and you just quickly spill it over into the bucket. Like,
For a bit of flavor, I've got my tongue sticking out the side of my mouth.
yeah,
And my brows are like super furrowed.
yeah. Smithy's looking like, the fuck? I didn't know you could do this. And just swirls it around, spins it around, and holds out some more. I had to clean it. We can't have you walking around smelling like piss. Be grateful it wasn't the other barrel. And then he gestures over, and you see flies and.
Wait, are you about to give everyone showers?
You're not gonna like what I rolled next.
What did you roll?
4, even with the +2 advantage.
It's fine. I gave you a fucking DC of 5 on it.
Okay.
Because your emotions are so fucking high, and at this point, you no longer have a DC for it.
Great.
It's just a fucking natural
I guess
thing
I
for
am.
you.
I'm a little bit tickled.
So how much water can you create from one lot of cantrip use?
I think it's like 30 cubic feet or something.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I can basically fill a room if I remember.
Is an absurd amount of water.
That is an absurd. Okay, so the third time that you do it, it just you can't control it. It just goes everywhere. He's like,
So I can create 10 gallons of clean drinking water into an open container, or 30 cubic feet of like just shower rain water.
okay, so it was 10 gallons.
A decent amount of water.
It is. So he holds one bucket and it fills him like shit. He like he grabs with his foot the other bucket by the handle. He flips it up and thrusts the bucket that was full of water to JD and carries on filling it up. It's about roughly 2 full buckets worth. These are about. They're not your standard, like they're your typical prison buckets. So they're gonna fill like 2 to 4 gallons each.
Yeah. And I can do that every time as cantrip. So.
All right. Well, there you go. Looks like you're no longer. Looks like you're all never gonna dehydrate again. Well, there goes my fucking plan of making Orpheus die of dehydration. I mean, what? Honestly, that hadn't crossed my mind. He gives the second one and swirls it round, and throws it in, and he's just at this point he sees it as an infinite resource.
And I'm just contentedly working away now.
Once the bucket's clean enough, he starts. This is the first shower in what feels like years. And then he looks over at the big guy and goes, and you just end up with like an entire bucket of water all over you, Orpheus.
The moment that he makes the comment about how good it feels, I quietly turn away and a tear falls down my cheek, but I keep working.
Wholesome OP moment. It's wholesome. That nearly brought a tear to my eye, you gushy fuck.
Well, I'm just thinking to myself, at least I got to give him this before he goes.
Like, once he throws it onto Orpheus, he holds it back out again. And are you are you feeling?
Sure.
He just starts he's just going ham. And his stomach slowly begins to bulge.
Easy there, buddy.
Like he is just down like 6 I don't want to make sure. I don't want to give a number. 6 gallons enough to not. Well, I know. We'll ask the medical professional in the call. 6 gallons of water is. You're not gonna die of drowning, right?
Depends. Are you forcing the face into the 6 gallons of water?
No, he's just
Drinking it.
he's drinking
Oh, yeah,
it,
no,
but in a
that's
very
fine.
hurriedly state.
He's not going to be able to actually drink that much. The stomach's not that big.
Okay. Well, he drinks what he can, and as you said, the stomach expands, and he's like, "Holy shit!"
If it, not to step on your DM toes, but if it were me, I would make that NPC roll a D20 or a D100, and if it's high or over a certain point, he would not inhale any of the water. And if it's too low or below whatever your DC is, he would inhale some of the water.
Okay. I respect that. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that he does occasionally choke.
Oh no, I'm saying inhale, like giving himself pneumonia because he has water in his lungs.
Pretty sick, and death is already going to take him in 3 days.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
not
I'm
gonna.
an
I'm
evil
not gonna.
DM.
I'm not gonna be that bitch. I'm not gonna be that bitch.
Dude's already got his number.
JD.
While all this is going on, as soon as like he hands me the bucket, I just go over the person of the clothes and start trying to clean them as
Okay.
best I can.
It's a good 20 minutes. There's a lot of dried crap on there, and it requires some scrubbing, bit of your nails to really get it off, and you rub a little bit of the leather off as well, so you see scratch marks appear. But other than that, it's probably the cleanest yet most malfunctional piece of armor you've come across in this shithole. Literally. And it's also black leather, so it's perfectly good camo. Orpheus, what are you doing? You are seeing your halfling friend create water out of thin air.
Hold on, let me roll for it.
Okay.
That'll be an 11. I'm gonna be watching her super like, oh shit, that's cool.
And what are you doing when Smithy throws the bucket on you? Oh, look, you look
Stuttering.
you actually look cleaner.
Warn me next time, dude.
he does that laughing. And blood's like a whole globule of blood lands at your feet. Told you, I'm fine. Beck.
Yeah. I guess the first thing that I want to do is see if I recognize recognize this as the dude that Death was talking about myself,
Okay.
because I don't think the genie has buddy.
No, I've kept that thought to myself.
Okay. Go. God damn it! Go ahead and roll. I feel like I'm suddenly channeling Smithy.
Do not die on us, Jessica. Dead DMs do not tell tales.
What am I rolling?
Just I'm gonna go ahead and say an investigation. I feel would be the right one. Maybe I could be wrong, but we'll go with
I
it.
got an 18.
All right. Yeah. No. This is very much the guy that Death was talking about.
Okay.
When the blood droplet hits the ground, I'm gonna make meaningful eye contact with the Dragonborn.
Okay.
Okay. I guess recall knowledge to see if it might be anything that I can think of, anything to either ease his suffering or avert the problem.
Hold on. I'm busy coughing up a lung. Let me see. Recall knowledge. I'm gonna go ahead and say that would be a medicine check because you're trying to distinguish what's wrong.
I have a +0 in medicine,
Mhm.
and I rolled a nat 20.
This bitch. Whatever the problem is, it seems to be purely internal. His spirit's still there. Like he's still very much let's get shit done.
Oh.
You're
Once-
still not quite sure.
Once Jeannie's made eye contact with the Dragonborn, she makes sort of a head nod towards the dude's offspring with a raised eyebrow.
Okay.
I'll nod, basically assuming that was an inquiry as to is that his kid, and
Which
I'll
it
just-
wasn't.
yeah.
Player to player, it was someone's gonna have to look after the kid, but
Oh,
keep going.
well, Beck is an idiot with social situations,
keep-
so
no,
that's
keep
exactly
going.
still.
Keep going. This is good.
Yeah. So I have two. Wait, what level am I now? 3, 2.
You are level 3, I believe.
2.
2.
Level 2. Everybody's got 2 fingers up. Okay, no, that's fine. It just means that I have multiple uses of a thing.
Okay.
I just have to find where it is.
I'm almost sure I made a
2d6s,
couple of you level 3.
1.
No, you were talking about getting us to 3 soon, but we've made it to 2.
Okay.
Yep.
Is at the end of the maze we were going to get to level 3.
That was correct, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent too much time faffing about at the beginning and did not get very far in the maze.
No, instead you spent your entire fucking time sampling the goods of what seemed to be candy.
That
And
was
getting
not candy.
hairballs.
Ma'am.
Hey, my druid learned how to learned how to wild shape into a chicken, so I'd call that a win.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
a win. Yeah. But yes, no,
Um,
you're absolutely right. That was not candy.
The
Was to me.
I'm gonna go ahead and burn all 3 uses of my healing light on Smithy.
Okay.
At effectively 3d6 of healing.
Okay.
Radiant celestial based healing. I don't know if that makes any difference in any.
Probably
it.
not, but go ahead and try anyway.
That was a total of 15.
Seemed to have no effect. If anything,
Okay.
his cough worsens.
Oof. All right. All right then. Yeah, I don't know that one.
I know.
Now I have a puzzle that I want to play with at the same time. Oof.
Friend to friend,
Well,
congratulations.
not much.
DM to player, I really wouldn't.
Yeah. Smithy, from here, how do you think we should be proceeding? Because at this point, we've all pretty much got our roles sorted and sussed.
Well, I gave the cat, I believe you call him JD,
Yes.
a key that will help you get out of here.
I produced the key.
As
He gave me the key.
yeah. Sorry, my mind's a little foggy. The floor above this one is the main cell block where there are patrols galore and prisoner brutality. We can continue down here mining, quote unquote. But for you to get knowledge, what is it you're actually looking for? What knowledge?
As in what?
Like you want to get out of here, but it's a multi-step process.
Right. So the things that we're needing to figure out is best route of escape, which I know you guys have part of that figured out. It was the path that the 4 heroes from the past took.
Yeah, that we're working on that. That's he gestures not too far from here, but
right.
Yeah.
So you guys are needing us to keep them off of your backs so that you can do that. Orpheus, I imagine, is going to put on a hell of a show to that end. Genie's going to make sure that he's well taken care of, while myself and JD are working from the inside and the outside to facilitate these things to happen as easily and smoothly as possible.
Okay.
What he's saying, Smithy, is that we're still not real clear on how we're actually going to escape, and that's the knowledge we need. That's what we need to find out, and anything that we can do towards that end. And some of us would really like our shit back.
Okay, well, the main treasury is 3 floors up. I'm not sure if that's where your stuff will be, but it's worth a look. And if not, well, then perhaps you get some other quirks to your cause. Your best, the other crew, they didn't have to worry about the measures that you have now. They just got the fuck out of Dodge. They found a hole and they said yeet. And just cannonballed. They didn't pay any attention to any of the main prison blocks. Whereas now you have an anti-field, an anti-magic field, that focuses, from what I can see, and he looks at Genie, on the arcane aspect.
She shrugs innocently.
Which means nature magic, if I'm not mistaken, is exempt. Otherwise, I'm almost certain you would never have been able to do that. Then you have to worry about the control room. Where you're going, there is a whole bunch of levers, but only one of them is the one that shuts everything down. Whether or not there's things inside the cells that you might have to contend with, I don't know. I'm not sure what the prisoners are like up there anymore. But you would work your way through to the treasury after the anti-magic field. And when everybody else is clearly distracted with things, we should have the passage unlocked, I guess. Like, get that already sorted out. And then when he actually says that, is like one hawking big cough, and he this is a rather large globule of blood, and he falls to a knee and sits down and wipes some sweat off his forehead.
I'm gonna hurry over there and try to make sure he doesn't fall. Like, I see this dude like suffering, and I'm about to go over and like make sure he doesn't fall and hit his head.
When he falls to the knee, you manage to get him by the scruff of the neck, like on his rags, before the knee hits the ground, and he thanks you and wipes his hand on his rag and puts it on yours. Thank you, boy.
Yeah, try to be more careful next time.
He just chuckles. I think I need to sleep. I'm not feeling too good. And he kind of falls, not in a death like way, but kind of
Okay,
a
thanks.
fuck it, I'm gonna lie back and curl up in the hay bale. And he just falls asleep.
Jeannie's gonna tuck the hay in around him.
Okay.
Orpheus is gonna assist with that, not knowing what he's doing, but he's gonna try.
She'll
Okay.
brush the hay, the straw off the guy's face when he pushes it up against his face. Just quietly fixing it.
Fixing everything I do wrong.
when the hay touches his nose, you just see the instinctual movements of his face. An occasional cough, and the occasional bit of blood goes onto the hay. Like he's getting worse by the minute.
When he drifts off, I'm gonna go have a quiet word with the party. Pull all of them aside.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, guys, I'm pretty sure that's the guy Death was pointing to when he said he had 3 days. I point to the kid. That kid's about to be an orphan.
It is.
What do we want to do about that?
About the kid or the dying man?
Can I make a religion check to see if I understand what that means?
Sure.
$17.
Okay. So whilst you were busy stuffing your bottomless pit,
No. I want to this is me
Yes.
understanding what
yeah,
what the halfling is saying.
yeah,
Not like this is me understanding. Death said this person's gonna die, and I understand we shouldn't fuck with what Death decides.
Well, I'm actually about to say that outright because Beck just said with the dying man or with the kid. So I'm going to outright say it. I'm going to say,
okay.
no, we should not try to change Death's itinerary. That's not something we should be doing.
I wanted Orpheus to come to that conclusion on his own without somebody having to tell him.
No, you consciously came to that decision.
And I'm answering back anyways.
Yeah. So if anything, it just confirms your thoughts.
Sure.
I don't think that there's anything that we could do for him. I just poured every ounce of healing light I had at my disposal, and it did nothing.
Yeah, I know, and I wish you hadn't, because now you don't have those and you have to rest to get them back, and he's going to die anyways. I
Yeah.
appreciate the thought, but that was not a very efficient use of our very limited resources. That aside, um I would feel I feel like we owe this man, and I would feel
As you're struggling for words and trying to figure out what you say, um, the small child pops out of one of the hay bales. Hello. He's really fucking cheerful, considering considering you're in the biz. He's super cheerful.
how old is he? Or
Up 9,
so little taller than me.
little taller than you.
um, I look up at him and I completely lose all my words and I just start crying.
I put my hand on Jeannie's back and pat.
Aww.
No, gently.
Yeah.
I feel like we owe this guy, and
What you doing?
I look up at the kid, saying, "Just talking with my friends. What are you doing?"
Have you seen Dad? Have you seen Papa?
Point to the guy in the hay. His face is at least, uncovered because I uncovered it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your dad there?
Yeah. What's wrong with him?
He's just really sleepy, buddy. He's been working really hard.
Yeah, he does that. My mum calls him a workaholic before she. Then he just breaks off.
I take his hand. What's your name?
Spencer! What's yours?
Hi, Spencer. I'm Jeannie.
I think I've literally brought on an emotional rail train right now. I'm so sorry. I'm so evil. I'm so sorry.
Player clarification.
Mm-hmm.
Are we about to adopt a soon-to-be orphan child?
I don't know.
Player to player, Beck said nurture.
Okay.
We might be. Yeah, give it a minute.
Give it a minute, he says. I ask him, how old are you?
He just holds up this many.
Oh, come on, a 9-year-old's gonna know he's 9. He's gonna actually know he's 9.5.
Not always.
Not if they don't know how to read, write, or count.
That's fair.
Beck will fix this.
Can you teach your dumb boy first?
I can try. I feel like the 9-year-old's got a better shot.
Oh, shit.
I mean that in the best way possible.
Fuck. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
No.
It's just you and your dad?
Yeah.
I bet you're real proud of him.
Uh-huh. He built all of this and just gestures to the generic shit show.
Worked really hard.
Yeah, this was you know that big hole? When we got here, there was none of this space that we have. It was just a pit.
Wow. That's a lot of work then.
Yeah.
Do you want to show us around?
there's not really much here. And you've already seen the cool stuff.
It was pretty cool.
I know, right? Secret passages. Oh, they're amazing.
Secret tunnel.
That's why I fucking said passages, goddammit.
Listen, buddy, my friends and I need to figure out what work we're going to do today. So, would you mind just keeping an eye on your dad? He needs to have some really good rest.
He curls up and he just nods and curls up inside the hay.
And I'll cover him up too.
I think I just broke my player.
Cover him up and tuck him in.
Okay. Will you read me a story? I can't read.
I can do that, buddy. I can tell you a story of all of the great things I can do.
That's perfect.
He looks at you, kind of confused, very prejudgmental. What can you do? From what I heard, you can't do anything.
Oh, rude. Oh my god, that's so rude. Why are children so rude?
I mean, I not.
From the mouths of babes.
I'm a roll of performance now.
Okay, go ahead and roll performance.
$22.
All right, this is the part where I mute my mic, and the ground and the floor is yours as you deliver a story.
So for clarification, I'm going to tell this small child about my best fight ever. And what was supposed to be my best fight ever. And I'm going to change the story just a little bit.
Thank fuck. He was like, don't fucking tell a kid that.
Did we get his name already?
Spencer.
Spencer.
So Spencer, do you want to hear a story of the best fight I've ever fought?
Yeah. He then picks up like a clump of hay and starts brandishing it as if it was a sword.
Do you have a special, I don't know, lady, maybe girl or boyfriend that you care about a lot? Or are you still in cootie age?
Yeah. He gives you like a, yeah, they all got cooties.
Okay, well, when you get to be my age, there's going to be somebody very special for you. It might be lots of somebody's, but you're gonna find somebody who really means the world to you. And I have that. Fuck, this is hard.
I wasn't expecting for this to happen today. Just gonna throw that out there.
You gave us an NPC soon to be orphan child. What do you expect from me?
Testing the waters.
I heard chumming the waters.
You're okay. For those who are listening, you're just gonna have to give us a few minutes. It's a little bit emotional up in here.
Oh no, I was laughing.
Yeah, but there's one or two of us that aren't.
Oh no, I was laughing at the child thing still.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna have somebody that's super important to you at some point in your life, and you're gonna want to move mountains for them. And one day I had the opportunity to do that. I went in and I beat up these I don't know what to call these.
Describe them for me, Orpheus. Beck will offer.
Orpheus is gonna turn and describe them to Beck. They were butt plugs with legs.
Butt plugs with legs. Super descriptive.
What's a butt plug?
No, I whispered that. Like, I whispered that to him. Like,
Kids can be very nosy.
yeah, I don't have his rapt attention yet. I was just talking about cooties.
Fair.
Kids tune out cooties. They were these really evil-looking chickens. But they were really big, like bigger than you. And well, I screwed them up.
Just tell him they're evil chickens.
I screwed them up. I destroyed them valiantly. And afterwards, everybody cheered. They were a little confused. I was a little confused. But then, like, all of these big guys with armor came in to try to attack me, and I didn't let them. They didn't get a single hit in on me because I was weaving and bobbing, and it was right out of the stories they tell you when you're little. You know you are little. It'll be one of your stories you tell your kids when you get to be old like me.
He's there brandishing the sword and stuff, and he stabs
Just like
you.
that.
He stabs you with the hay.
Ow! And I flinch. I pick up a piece of
Performance
hay.
check.
I already rolled a performance check.
Yeah, but you're trying to fake an emotion.
24.
It's convincing enough.
I pick up a piece of hay and I start pretending it's a sword. And I bob and weave as I swing my hay sword back and forth. And they all ganged up on me and I didn't know what to do. And I looked up and I saw my fiance's face in the crowd, and the smile on her face just made everything better. And I took one last swing and knocked them all down. And then I spin in a circle like I'm knocking down everybody around me with the hay.
Fall down.
make a performance check.
Me?
No, JD, because he's saying he's falling down.
And the crowd went wild. Everybody loved it. And I got all this money.
How many was that, JD?
19.
19. All right. You died dramatically.
And I was able to buy all of these great things, and we had just the best party afterwards. It was dope, dude.
He's a little confused by some of the language you use, like the word dope and stuff, but he just nods and plays along.
Do you want to fight some more? And I take my piece of straw and I pretend to sword fight.
I'm sleepy.
Well, let's get you all tucked in.
He then kind of burritos as much as you can burrito with a whole bunch of hay, kind of just piles the hay on top of him.
Is he asleep?
It takes me a few. You can see the typical child fight of sleep. His eyes go, I'm awake. Slowly fading. Slowly fading. Slowly fading. Slowly fading. And then he just goes sound asleep.
As soon as he's asleep, I turn around, put my back to him, walk as far away as I can so that I'm around a corner, and I just fall down and cry.
I quietly follow him, give him a few minutes, and then sit down beside him and put my arm in under his bicep, my other arm over the top, and just hug the arm and lean my head up against his shoulder.
And while I'm crying, I'm sobbing. That's how it was supposed to happen.
Are we good to continue, or are we a bit of an emotional wreck tonight?
I'm okay.
Okay. Everybody else? mental health check.
I should not have done that.
Fuck you. I actually have fuck you in my notes.
All right.
Because Ash, I know you have things tomorrow. Are you still good to keep going?
What are you playing with, Aries?
Hot.
It's like a placemat.
Hot holder.
Mm-hmm. I had a really hot thing
Hey,
today, and it's in my room.
Ash, are you still good to go? Okay. So with that little wholesome moment, what are we doing from here?
Besides wiping the snot from my nose, both literally and figuratively.
I honestly had to fight back the tears a couple of times. The moment I saw a couple of you go, I was like, nope, not happening. Nope. I need to keep together.
Ash, we can't
I
hear
need
you
to-
if you're talking to us.
She's filling in.
I know what I'm doing is I'm offloading the emotional baggage I just gave myself.
Okay.
Well, what we're doing is trying to figure out how to escape the abyss with a 9-year-old child, apparently.
Wait. Is this a thing now?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure I could break the barbarian's heart. He's formed a bond, and the dragonborn is very paternal, and I would like to at least establish that he's going to be looked after.
Player to DM.
Mm-hmm.
In JD's mind, this is
You broke up. But this is reminding, and then
this is reminding JD of his younger brother before the accident.
oh shit! I actually hit a nerve with the. Oh fuck!
Why did you have to give us an almost orphan child?
I didn't mean to. It was improv. And apparently, orphans get everybody.
Fuck
Yeah.
Good to know.
Fuck you.
Especially since one person is the reason his younger brother is dead.
You've killed important people to us. Yeah, you saying death is gonna kill one of the guys that we're working with and leaving his child orphan is gonna strike a nerve.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Fuck you.
I'm innocent.
You are not.
This is great storytelling.
I turn and look at back and just say, we should get going.
Where's Beck?
Beck is here, but you can see the looks. The hamster is running full force.
No, I
As he's-
can't see shit. I'm currently curled up with a barbarian sobbing my face off.
They're off.
Anybody
going.
looking at Beck?
Okay.
So JD can see the hamster just running full force, full speed. There's steam coming out of my ear, kind of like heavy thinking and processing, trying to think my way out of this situation.
That's adorable.
I knock on your head and say, is everything okay there?
It's a good way to get bit.
I won't bite, but I will kind of
Nip.
snort, and there'll be like a little frosty cloud that
Oh,
catches
please
him.
freeze his forearm. Please, for the love of God, freeze his forearm.
I don't know about fully freezing because I don't want breath attack,
Just
but
a
maybe
little
like
frost nip.
little frost kind of forms on
Yeah.
the tips
Freezer
of the
burn.
fur kind of deal. Yeah. It's just condensed water. Um, they have to get their soldiers from somewhere. They have to get their staffing from somewhere. Huh. Huh. All right. Well, uh, I guess it's if we're heading out and it's time for you to skulk about, I guess it's time for me to get up there and integrate myself in with the rest of them. Do we make our way to that doorway or?
Wait, just so that I'm clear, the current plan is to get Gladiator Boy recaptured. I'm assuming you play it up and return the prisoner so that we have at least some assurance of getting safely there. I go with and hang out there so that I keep him company and out of trouble. And your home base is with the guards. JD's home base is here, right?
That's the plan.
And then I can come and go when I've got wild shape. And you two are pretty mobile. But if JD's base is here and I look directly at JD, then you can keep an eye on Spencer. Right.
Mm-hmm. And as I just go, you just see like a tear go down.
We have some planning to do, but I think we can manage that. And I pat the bicep of the barbarian and look up at him. Are you okay? Are you gonna be okay?
Sniffle, sniffle. I'm not going to do that because that sound annoys me.
Thank you.
Sniffs all of his gook back up. Yeah, we
Just thought of it.
have a job to do.
Yeah, and now we have someone to do it for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go. I'm going to that looks yummy. I'm going to go before we go. I'm going to sneak back over to the boy and druid craft him his own blue glowing mushroom and
Okay.
leave it there for him.
Not a psychedelic version.
Well, I mean, he's not like an infant or anything where he's just gonna pop it in his mouth, but it's nightlight. Leave me alone.
And there are starving people.
What?
And there are
And there
starving.
are starving people.
I mean,
I will be here.
see,
Make sure he
it's
doesn't eat it.
fine.
Okay. So, who is staying and who is going? Move your tokens into the center of this ping so then I know for absolute certainty.
The only one staying.
Okay. Cool. So, you have your tasks.
Beck?
At that point, I don't know which way the
Oh,
pathing
yeah,
is.
I said I was going to path that out for you, didn't I? Please hold. Snap to center. that's your direction. If you saw that on roll 20.
I did.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, um, using the pair of manacles that I had from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. I had staff and he had a spear or something. I will have to have left that with JD because if I'm getting locked up, they're gonna take
Yep.
that shit.
Okay, that's cool. Yep, that's
So
fine.
I will just putting it on record that I'm leaving my shit with JD so that it's not gonna get swiped again.
Okay. I like how you give the
rope-
stuff to the one who swipes.
Swiper, no swiping.
Had to be done.
I was
It's
I know.
better the cat than the guards.
I just find it really ironic.
And when
As
I
you're
give it,
walk-
and when I give it to him, I say, I swear to God, if you just keep it safe, just keep it safe. And when you go snooping, if you happen to come across a really pretty carved pipe, I will owe you one if you get that for me.
Oh, okay.
And also the leaf that goes with it. Just you will appreciate it.
Good to know.
You do the whole eyelash bat as well, don't you?
Yes, I absolutely do. Okay. All right. And then I run back and we're good. Okay.
And as you're running back, I'm just like taking your tiny spear and just, or not spear, but staff and going, like spinning it around.
That's not tiny. That thing's bigger than her.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay,
it's
well,
pretty big.
well then I'm
And
just like,
also I'm going to kill you in your sleep. Create water.
Create water, place in lungs.
Oh, wow.
opens mouth,
High
places in
five.
lungs.
Oh,
It has to be an
wow.
open container.
All right, so we're all ready.
Yeah, you have to fill an open container.
If we were at
As
table,
we're
I
gonna
would
be.
be high-fiving the both of you right now.
Question. What are we looking at and how long do you think it's going to take? Because after the emotional toll, are we good for whatever happens next?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, you guys
This
are gonna
feels like
see some shit.
stopping point. No, this feels like a decent stopping
Okay,
point.
okay, well, I'm good. So what I'll do, for the sake of this, is that you guys make your way down to the bottom, and that's why we'll leave the session.
Yep. So,
for those who are listening, thank you ever so much. It's been apparently an emotional return. And if I have made any of you guys feel emotional, I use guys as a generic whole for the people of the interwebs. I'm not sorry.
bitch.
Apparently it makes great storytelling. Apparently. This is only my third group DMing. So this is actually having people being emotional in my game. It's kind of a milestone. So
Don't
yeah.
forget to follow all the socials.
Yeah, I was about to get to that. There is a whole great deal of links in the description of this podcast. I am looking at condensing it and just providing link trees where available. That way you have access to all of the links under one link for each person who has one. I've been DFG, DatFailGamur, Jess. I've been joined by Aries, Graphoniac, Joey Two Pants, and Ashzification. We'll see you next time.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.